was running a little experiment on the kiln here on this recent batch, and normally what happens is you turn on the kiln and power it up, turn on the compressor, turn on the heat, and I like to get the dry bulb up to about 125. So once it's consistent at about 124, 125, I shut the heat off and then let the kiln just run. And normally the dry bulb will drop down to about 115, 112, 110, and that's fine. It does its job, and moisture comes out of the wood. When it gets really cold, like -10, -15 degrees out Celsius, I'll notice the dry bulb will drop, obviously, because there is some heat loss in the kiln. It'll drop to about 105, 104, and then I'll have to go and turn the heat on again, just to bring up the temperature. So the other day it was about -10 here, and I noticed it was down to about 106 on the dry bulb reading. So I said, well, I didn't want to turn on the heat again because it had been on for almost 3 days. And so I kind of noticed on the exhaust fan, which is currently located behind that 2-inch thick rigid foam, I just put that rigid foam there for the reason that the exhaust fan was losing heat. I could tell because there was icicles forming on the soffit, dripping down. So what I did, I put that rigid foam there and I closed it up and left it like that. So the next day, it went from 106 to 118 degrees for the dry bulb temp. And I said, well, bonus, that's pretty good. I've kind of saved some of that heat loss that was coming out of the exhaust vent. And then this morning when I come in and I check, it's 123. Actually, this morning at about 7:30 when I come out, it was 122.4 or something. And now it's at 123 a couple hours later. So I have to keep an eye on that now, make sure it doesn't get too hot. But it's just interesting that I thought for sure it would level out. And maybe it will level out, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting that it would climb. I didn't think it would climb that high, but it has. So, which is good because all that extra heat just means that the wood is drying faster, and it has because yesterday the probe average was 25.2, now it's 21.4. So it's coming along. Today is what, Sunday? I was expecting the kiln to be done by Thursday, but it's probably going to be done at this rate. Probably going to be done Monday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday morning at the earliest. So just by locking up that exhaust fan, seems to have shaved a couple of days off the drying time. So yeah, that's just something that I discovered this morning and I thought I'd share it. So that was 8:30 this morning, and shortly after 8:30, well, coffee break was at about 10:30. We come in and then I just kind of poked in to see how it was doing, and it had gone up to about 123.8 or something on the dry bulb. And so I just went in the kiln to have a look just to see if everything was going to be okay, because I hadn't checked the kiln inside the whole cycle. And there's a big gap on the tail end where we load the carts for firewood. And normally we just kind of stuff it with bags of kindling so the kindling will dry as well. This cycle, a couple of kindling bags on the top had fallen over. So that meant there was a big blow of air coming through there. And so it wasn't running at optimum efficiency. So what I did was got in there, managed to get in there because the bags had fallen and were blocking the door from getting in. Got in, fixed all that, closed the door, and left it. And so now it's 3:30 this afternoon, and we're going to have a look here. And the kiln is now 19.9 on the average for moisture content. Dry bulb's at 125. So officially it's done. If there's anything below 20, I usually shut the kiln off. I'm going to let this run till after supper, and it'll probably get to about 19.5. Just get it a little bit drier. There's a cord of 14-inch in there, mixed hardwood, and then there's a cord of 12-inch mixed hardwood in as well. And those customers are going to be coming this week, later on this week, to come pick them up. So yeah, and then we just finished another 2 cords of 16-inch this afternoon, crated up. The muddy mess gets out back by the log pile. So that's going to get put in next. And those will be spares. Anybody calls, needs dry wood for this winter, we'll have it there. So, locking that exhaust fan did the trick. It's going to be interesting to see next batch we put in, how long it's going to take. Stay tuned.